Fine music. We're having fun already. Episode 345, featuring the return of Spencer. Go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you. I have four recommends for this week. The first one is a collaboration between Iron and Wine and Fiona Apple called All in Good Time. This was an interesting collaboration. I guess both are essentially kind of folk rock, but like in different ways. Iron and Wine is more the traditional kind, sort of the Nick Drake, Joni Mitchell kind of thing. Fiona Apple is more sort of based in like piano type of stuff and is a bit more palpably angry and angsty. But so this, compared to the calm that Iron and Wine usually exudes, it's an interesting collaboration. And as far as I know, the two are not romantically involved, but it does seem like a romance song. So I found that kind of interesting too. Um, Very sweet kind of a song, if you're into that sort of thing. Next, Keep Going by Guster. Guster are essentially a jangle pop group. They've been around since the late 90s and they're still going strong. People who are fans of REM or Big Star, I highly recommend Guster to them. They're basically that same sort of sound. I've been a little mixed about Guster's latest material. Back in either 2019 or 2020, they released Overexcited. I liked the goofiness of that song, but I didn't like that it was synth. I think Guster are much better as a guitar band. And Keep Going doesn't really have guitar either, but it's interesting. It almost has like sort of an ambient sound to it. And it's not as goofy as Overexcited. So this one's a little better than the one that they released a few years ago, but I don't know. Something in me wants Guster to continue in that sort of guitar direction that they originally went in. I think that's when they were at their best. And shout out to my dad's friend Bruce. He directed one of their videos. He directed the video for Amsterdam. That's more or less how I first sort of got into them. I first got into them because of VH1. I watched it back in the late 90s and early thousands. But it was the Amsterdam video, which was kind of silly and very colorful. I think that's what really got me hooked on the band. They're almost like they almost have like a similar sense of humor to like Bare Naked Ladies and bands like that. The next one is Love of a Girl by the Avett Brothers. Most of what the Avett Brothers do are kind of country rock sort of stuff, kind of country rock and indie folk. Love of a Girl is sort of a change of pace, but it's a very interesting change of pace. It's almost like a southern rock version of Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet, which I found kind of interesting. I never really pictured the Avett Brothers going in kind of a hard rock garage direction, but it's kind of cool. Reminds me a little of like the early Kings of Leon stuff. And then last but not least is Showtime by Catfish and the Bottlemen, a Scottish garage rock group. And this one's okay. It's in the key of D, which is what most of Catfish and the Bottlemen's material is. So that made it makes a lot of their material kind of sound the same, but I like it anyway. And what's cool about this one is what it's about. Showtime is about Catfish and the Bottlemen's fan base and audience, how much they enjoy performing for them. If I had to pick a favorite for this week, it'd probably be the Avett Brothers song because it's really energetic and fun. Played it on guitar a few times. It's pretty fun to play on guitar too. And so I guess that about does it for me for this week.
Spencer, you're my vocabulary consultant. You introduced me to the term shoegazing. Now I want to know, how do you define jangle pop? I've never heard that word before.
Oh, Jangle Pop?
Yeah,
That originated with the Birds.
really.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's named after a
kind of
lyric.
like power pop then.
Yeah, power. Yeah, it's kind of like a folksy version of power pop. Jangle Pop was so named for the line in Mr. Tambourine Man where they go in the jangle
Jingle
jangle.
jangle morning. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So Jangle Pop After the Birds kind of uses that sort of echoey Rickenbacker 12-string sound. And Guster typically uses that in their material. Like I said, the last few songs they released kind of stray away from that. But like between 1999 and 2010, they were Jangle Pop masters.
Well, you're the etymological master.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You kept me on my toes. I had to Google these things because I only knew the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's cool. That's very cool.
Thanks.
Fine music, right? Yeah. All
Mhm.
right. Thank you, Spencer.
No problem.